Hello, I'm Pam, and I'm reporting to you from the headquarters of the Transformers on behalf of Phil, Chris, Saeed, Dewar, and myself. We have had 6 questions posed to us today in reference to Kensingland and also relating it a little bit to the Vermont reform, healthcare reform. The first question: do you agree with the choices Kensingland government made to date? Well, in the words of Larry Chait, it depends. Some of the reform efforts made a lot of sense for their population and their health indicators. As a group, we do not agree with the government controlling provider fees because this caps the earnings that a provider can make. Furthermore, we don't agree with mandating that a particular industry should be forced to change from a for-profit to a not-for-profit. There wasn't any responsibility placed on the patient's health behaviors. The government should provide mandatory community wellness to promote healthy behavioral changes. That was definitely seen, or not seen, should I say, with Kensingland. The Kensingland Shores should have been able to offer a third type of health plan, such as a PPO. The second question posed to us is, what would you have done differently? Well, as a group, we agreed that we would have centralized the administrative and payment systems. We would eliminate private insurers and have had a government-based health insurance for everyone, similar to Medicare. Third question posed: would centralizing the healthcare system have been a better idea? Well, of course, centralizing would be a better idea. It saves a tremendous amount of money. Fourth question: are there any ways to resolve the issues raised at the end of this case with the Kensingland system? Well, of course, once again, centralizing would help to resolve some of their issues. As mentioned by Dr. Karen Hine, Vermont established a central administrative board, the Green Mountain Care Board. The efforts and work have definitely lowered cost, and instead of having numerous agencies across the state duplicating, all parties are actually working together under one administrative body. The fifth question posed: will the major issues resolve themselves? No, naturally they will not. But as previously mentioned, they will need to centralize and perhaps use the Vermont method of having a centralized board that makes decisions on regulation, innovation, and evaluation. 6th, and last but not least, when it comes to health care, should ethical, social, or financial obligations be the priority? Why, of course, with the recommendation to use a centralized method with population health as the priority, then yes, they do need to put ethical, social obligations first. Managing population health will ultimately drive costs down and improve health outcomes. This results in a win-win scenario for both ethical, social, and financial obligations. It will create a balance for health outcomes and social determinants for our country's health. I'd like to conclude by also mentioning that Kensington and Vermont had some similarities. Both were homogeneous communities. They had a single-party government that followed the head of its leader. Both of them have quite a few similarities, and one could lend something one to the other. This is Pamela Dotson, and I'm reporting to you and closing out from the Transformers.